When I was born, I was hearing. When I was about 2 years old, I had an accident where I fell and hit my head. So then we started to notice that my hearing was getting worse. So my mom took me to the doctor and they did some testing. After the testing, the doctor let my mom know that my hearing was going to continue to deteriorate until the point where I would be completely deaf. When my mom heard this news, she was ecstatic, so excited. The doctor kind of looked at her like she was crazy and was puzzled at why she would be excited. But anyways, it turned out that as time went on, I did become fully deaf, and my mom was super excited about this. So as I continued to grow up, my mom taught me many signs, and I learned to communicate via sign language. And as I entered school as a young girl, I had a group of, deaf friends, and we would all like to hang out with each other and chat, etc. And my deaf friends, most of them had hearing parents, and they would always ask me, "Are your parents deaf? Are your parents deaf?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, they are." And they'd always tell me that that wasn't fair, that I was so lucky. They were always jealous of me that their parents were hearing, but mine were deaf. And I didn't really completely understand, but now as I've gotten older, I realize how lucky I am. Communication with my mom has been so easy, and the two of us understand everything that each other is saying. And I'm so thankful to God for the relationship that we have and that I was born deaf. I look at my other friends and they're kind of ignorant regarding some things as far as, for example, interpreters go. They don't know that they have a right to have an interpreter. And I'm like, yeah, you have that right. And their parents, because they're hearing, don't know about deaf culture and about certain rights that deaf people have, etc. So I feel like I've been able to teach them some of that. Most of them have hearing parents, So they're not learning sign language. Their parents have encouraged them to speak orally and to not sign. So I've been able to teach what I've learned and kind of pass that information on to them. And most hearing parents want their deaf children to get cochlear implants, and they tend to think that that will fix the problem. And I feel so happy that I have been able to have deaf parents. I feel like I've had an amazing opportunity, and the influence that I've had from my parents, I'm able to pass on to them. Really, it has completely changed and influenced my life for the better growing up with deaf parents.